Hello everyone, welcome to Preterist Papers. This is the 37th discussion in our series entitled The Beast, Part 2. You can find this 2-page printable fact sheet at preteristpapers.com. We maintain the beast was first century zealot-led Israel, and we begin this paper with the seemingly most problematic passage to reconcile with this hypothesis. Revelation 17:16 states that the beast will hate and destroy the prostitute. We have already argued in paper and video number 4 the prostitute was first century Israel. So how could the beast, Israel, destroy the Jerusalem, also Israel? As a matter of fact, this is exactly what Josephus, a Jewish historian and eyewitness to the Roman-Jewish War, declared repeatedly in his history, The Wars of the Jews. This is not to say the Romans did not do a considerable share of the destruction, burning, and killing, but Josephus sadly reported that the city was primarily destroyed by his own people. Take a look at 1a, where he said the zealots were like a wild beast who, for want of food, commenced to eating its own flesh. This is a very poignant image of an entity destroying itself, and he used the image of a beast as well. Here are more statements from Josephus. In 1b, he blamed the seditious, that is, the zealots and their minions, for destroying the city. In c, he reported prominent buildings of Jerusalem were torched by the zealots. In d, he stated the zealots were so destructive of their own city, it was as if they were on the Roman side. In e, Josephus told a well-known oracle that stated the demise of Jerusalem and the temple would occur due to subversion from within Israel itself. We wonder if he is referring to Daniel 9:26, where it states the people of the anointed prince would destroy the city and temple. In F and in G, Josephus claimed the Jews started the temple on fire. The Romans set the fire to the adjoining cloister, and the Jews let it burn, apparently believing it was to their strategic advantage. In H, Roman General Titus accused the Jews of setting the fires and destroying the temple, even as he was trying his best to save it. Take a look at number 2. The beast had 7 heads, which we believe to be descriptive of the zealot family of Hezekiah, a revered revolutionary at the time of Herod the Great. He was executed without a trial and enrolled as a martyr of the Jewish people. This family reached from the time of Herod the Great to the Roman and Jewish War, with the 7th in the family, Menachem, presumed to have messianic promise. However, he was killed by zealot infighting just before the war began. The 8th in this scripture appears to be reference to one or both of the zealot leaders, Simon, son of Gioras, or Eleazar, son of Simon, who were not of the zealot family, but led the extremely successful rout of the Roman-Syrian troops before the war began, inflating egos and greatly multiplying zealot forces, with the idea that Israel could triumph over Rome and successfully rule the civilized world. Adam Marshak has a PDF on his website detailing the zealot leaders. You can see the footnote. In the Jewish Encyclopedia, the zealots are described as, quote, an aggressive and fanatical war party from the time of Herod until the fall of Jerusalem and Masada. The members of this party bore also the name Sicarii. The reign of Herod gave the impetus for the organization of the zealots as a political party, unquote. Sicarii was synonymous with assassins or daggermen and is spelled Sicarii. In number 2, we believe the 10 horns on the beast were 10 appointed Jewish leaders or generals. After the zealot defeat of the Syrian president, Cestius Gallus, in his pre-war effort to put down the rebellion, leaders of Judea accurately understood that it was just a matter of time before the Romans would return in a full-out war against them. Consequently, 10 generals were appointed to oversee 7 territories of the country. The 10 horns had crowns, while the 7 heads had blasphemous names. We believe this symbolizes a class and moral difference between the two groups. The horns, although contributing to the destruction of Israel, were likely more educated, moral, and moderate than the lawless, deceitful, and murderous zealots. And number 4, the zealots had their propaganda ministers, and that appears to be the symbology behind the second beast, also called the false prophet. We see false prophets throughout the Old Testament as conveyors of false hope, claiming God is on our side and so on. However, false hope was not all these fake prophets gave. They also caused the execution of those who refused to go along with the zealots. In number 5, we cite a few examples of this consequence. Thank you for listening. We will continue our exploration of the beast of Revelation in part 3. Shalom.